Hi, my name is Shanda Swanson, and I wanted to speak for a minute about my dispositions that I feel I possess that will help me to be a good teacher, as well as those that I feel I may need to work on, um, especially as a first year teacher, and other qualities that I feel are important to the teaching profession in general. There's several dispositions that I feel that I possess that will make me a good teacher. First, I believe that all individuals have the capacity to learn. I don't think it matters where you start or what level you're at. I think there's always opportunity for growth, and I think every individual is capable of growth. Um, I also believe that the greatest learning we can have or we can achieve comes from a diverse environment where we have the opportunity to truly learn from those who are different than we are. If we're all the same, there's no contribution from one person to the next. The perspective is the same. And I think when you can see outside of the box and you can see things from different angles and different viewpoints, um, you just have the opportunity to learn a lot more than you otherwise would have had. I think you're very limited when you don't have diversity. I also believe that any learning environment should foster, promote, support curiosity and questioning. I think it takes a curious mind to solve important issues and come up with creative solutions to problems that your regular train of thought or thinking doesn't necessarily bring you to. I think it's important to have curiosity and to foster that through a child's life and into adulthood. Um, Other dispositions I feel I have that come across to people that I've felt throughout my life is that I'm very genuine and caring. I really do want the best for everyone and I want to help them achieve their goals. So I would really, I truly want to help all students achieve the most that they can and the best they can in whatever way that might be. Although I agreed with all of the dispositions that were on the self-check list that we did, agree with them 100%. And, going back to the ones that I just discussed, um, I also think it's important that I recognize um, that there could be times, especially as a first year student, when things get hectic and things maybe aren't going quite so well. I don't want to lose sight of all of these things that I really believe as far as taking the time for individual students and appreciating that diversity and the curiosity and the questioning. Um, so I'm sure there's going to be times, especially as a new educator, where I will need to step back and remind myself to slow down and to make sure that I'm fostering all of those different things that I feel are truly important. The disposition that I think I would need to work on the most would be patience in recognizing that reflection on what we've accomplished or not accomplished combined with experience leads to growth as a professional. Now, I understand this disposition intellectually, but once again, in practice, I think it'll take a lot of work to remind myself to slow down and to remember that it's a process. I sometimes have difficulty slowing down and looking at the big picture. And I think that's very important for educators to be able to do that. Um, Other important practices for teachers that are outlined in Task Standards 9 and 10, I believe, involve professional learning and ethical practice, as well as the importance of collaboration. If we truly want to make a difference in the world and prepare students to be active, engaged members of society who are capable of not just functioning, but solving societal problems, as well as living, happy, healthy, um, just good lives. We have to set an example. We do this in many ways. Setting an example can be just the smallest things to the big things, but it can go from how we dress to how we behave both in and out of the classroom. Learning doesn't just take place inside that classroom and in those four walls, so it's really important to remember that. We must exhibit not only acceptable behavior, but behavior that's worthy of being in a role or position of leadership. There's no way that, I don't mean that we need to be perfect at all times, because I don't think that's a realistic goal either. But we need to remember and to strive to be the best that we can through ethical practices in all area of our lives, not just when we're at the school. I think it's important to be genuine and honest in interactions we have with all people in all situations. And it's crucial that we also set an example of lifelong learning and the gift of working cooperatively with others and in groups, engaging in ongoing learning ourselves. And we need to display the characteristics and traits that we wish to instill in our students. And these are the traits that I feel I will possess and that I will strive to continue to grow and learn right along with my students. So I'm excited about this process. Thank you.